So, dear Green friends, dear delegates, welcome to hell. The far right is growing in many of our countries. Inflation is pressuring our lives. The job crisis and house crisis is destroying my generation. The brutal Israel-Palestine conflict is ongoing, and the vile invasion of Russia on Ukraine is still present. In the meanwhile, our planet is on fire. We experience it every month with floodings, droughts, wildfires. This is not an apocalyptic film. This is the reality we are living. But this is not the only possible one. It's not the one we will accept. In 2024, you voters will be in front of a historical choice between a Europe for the people and the planet and a Europe of hate and discrimination. As an Italian, I'm feeling every day on my skin what means making the wrong choice. This has made me able to fight against the far-right narrative, but also conscious of what we need to do. We don't have time to lose, but we still have time to change. We are the Greens. We are the first and only party that is fighting not just for the present, but also for our future. We are the ones who shaped the EU into a more ambitious, feminist and younger one. In 2019, we experienced the power of youth to pushing for change, leading to our outstanding result in the Parliament. I believe we can do better. Today, as youth, we are more angry, more worried, but we are also ready to take it from here, to build the world we deserve. We should take this advantage. We should have the courage to keep doing what others are not, to keep saying what others are not saying. We should be politely disruptive in our ideas, communications, and proposals. We should not be scared of change. I'm going to tell you a story. Last summer, I ran for the Italian Parliament in the European constituency. My candidacy came unexpected. I had 1 month to arrange the campaign, and I had no money, no visibility. FYG and the Italian Young Greens mobilized, and there were young people volunteering in every part of Europe. I managed to reach so many people. I managed to gain more than 10,000 preferences, personal preferences, with no time and no money, out-taking the more experienced candidates that had much more resources. This is, my dear delegates, the power of change. We don't have time to lose, but we still have time to be present. I've started doing politics because I felt the urge to do my part in a country with many difficulties, where there's no opportunities for young people, and too often populism is the solution. After more than 10 years of activism, I started party politics because I wanted to expand the green values that were struggling in the South. I guess many of you can relate to that. I've joined the Italian Greens, supported the development, supported the foundation of the Italian Young Greens. In 2019, I've joined FYG, gaining hands-on experience on differences, backgrounds, and similarities of our Europe, of our continent. I have a clear understanding of the European scenario, and I can say there is a lot we need to work on for a more cohesive and inclusive Europe. Being European doesn't mean the same thing for all of us. Who is not in the EU, who is in the EU and doesn't feel like it, who's from the south, the north, the east, the west. There are fundamental differences within our continent, and as Green, we need to embrace them, valuing them, and also addressing the one that constitute inequalities. To do this, we need to promote better cohesion policies, give value to existing participatory methods, equalize opportunities, and keep fighting for a more democratic and larger Europe. We should get out of our bubble, be back in our communities, in remote areas, in places like my hometown, where EU is a shady and distant reality. To do this, we must promote diversity, also within our party and our faces. We don't have time to lose, but we still have time to fight against oppression. This means addressing systemic inequalities, discriminatory structures, ending deaths at our borders, and stopping this infamous fortress Europe. We must address the proportion of violence against women and queer people that is trying to shrink our rights and is putting our resistance under threat, denying any kind of oppression. We must fight for women and LGBTQI+ rights. We must promote education, reduce the pay gap, and be sure everyone is free and safe, and protect our bodies because it's just ours, and protect abortion rights. They want us quiet, and that's why we need to be as loud as possible. We don't have time to lose, but we still have time to act. We need to embrace a structural change for our socio-economic system, for one that puts planet and people at the center, going beyond GDP and embedding planetary boundaries. It will be crucial for this election to build a narrative of an inclusive green transition, being simple in our messages, but never forgetting potential impacts of our policies, never forgetting the social crisis we are living. There is not collateral damage we can accept. People must be at the center of this transition, especially the most vulnerable ones. Our transition must not come at the cost of the less privileged nor the global south. This means investing on democratic and European energy system, protecting our value chains, enforcing circular economy, providing industrial plans for transforming key productive sectors. This means asking billionaires to bear the cost of this transition because they are responsible for the climate collapse. Let's embrace this moment and make a wonderful campaign. I'm ready to fight together with you all to lead the Greens to the best victory we ever had. Because, my dear delegates, we don't have time to lose, but we still have time to win.